Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Longbox Chronicles Month here on Reaction and Review. Yep, guys, we are doing a brand new theme month, and this one is entirely dedicated to comic book movies. So, I really don't know if this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing because, well, comic book movies throughout history have always been a ridiculously mixed bag, and after looking at the stuff I have lined up here, mixed bag is probably the best way to sum it up. And I'm going to be kicking things off with a movie off of the Amazon wish list. Not only is this one off the wish list, this one is the oldest movie on the pile. The movie is from 1984, and it is based on a DC Comics character. The movie is Supergirl. Oh boy. Now, I was looking at the back of the DVD case here just prior to filming, and I found out that this is actually the European theatrical version, which has 10 minutes of footage not seen in North American theaters. Now, I would probably care about that in some way if I actually bothered to do any kind of research going into this movie outside of looking up the year. And even then, I just took it off of the copyright info that's at the bottom here. I have not seen a trailer. I haven't seen a clip. I don't even know who in the hell is starring in this because, well, I only know I only know two of the names up front. So I'm going to assume that. The actress playing Supergirl is probably Helen Slater. Either that or Peter O'Toole was really different back in '84. Anyway, yeah, I have no clue exactly what the fuck I am getting into. I just know that this movie clocks in at just a little over 2 hours. And, well, I don't know if that 2 hours is going to really suck or not. So, without further ado, it's time to kick back, relax, and check out Supergirl. I'm watching this thing, guys, and I'm having memories of watching Superman 4, and all of a sudden, Superman 4 is seeming a little bit better. The writing so far in this thing is awful, and, well, thus far, effects are really kind of shitty. That's not a good sign when Superman 4 is able to outdo you in terms of special effects. Okay, I think I must have missed something somewhere. Let's see. She was flying around in space, and all of a sudden she flies out of her capsule, and she shoots out of a lake while wearing the Supergirl costume, which was nowhere to be found when she took off for Earth in the first place. Seriously, I really feel like I missed something somewhere, guys. This is just... what the fuck, man? Alright, I actually kind of sort of feel like mentioning this. It seemed a little bit weird at first to see that they had cast Max Headroom as a scumbag trucker rapist, but you know what? He actually played it really, really well. That was actually kind of a shocking thing there. Alright. I kind of feel like asking this because I don't think I'm going to be getting an answer any, time soon, but when the hell does this movie get, interesting, I mean, come on, we are working with a superhero property here. You would almost expect there to be something interesting going on. I mean, Jesus Christ, even fucking Superman 3 and Superman 4 were able to give you something. This film's giving me absolutely fuck all to work with, man. Alright. Movie's about half done. It's getting close to the halfway point. I would like to say right now, these are by far two of the most bumbling, idiotic, retarded villains in any film I've ever fucking seen. I mean, Jesus Christ, guys, the object of having your, film's villain is to make them somewhat threatening. And these two women are far from threatening. Jesus Christ, guys, I have felt more threatened looking at pictures of kittens. This sucks. Even this movie can't do fights well. That was just Supergirl squaring off against a giant fucking creature who, well, first of all, spent the entire fight being 100% fucking visible. And instead of it being a fucking, interesting fight, it was over in about 30 seconds. Fuck this movie, man. You actually think that you are going to get something good, and then it just kind of sort of spits at you and goes, no, fuck you. So, let me see if I understand this. He loves her, even though the love for her was the effect of that idiotic love potion thing, and he's never seen her when not under the effects of this stupid potion. What? No. That makes zero fucking sense. But then again, even though that makes no sense, it's still one of the most logical things in this goddamn movie so far. So she would rather die first than to be exiled forever in the Phantom Zone. Well, guess what? Dying actually is bound to happen when you are exiled somewhere for fucking ever. God damn it. I really wish that the writers would have thought of this shit before they... Oh my god. You would almost think that for a final epic, showdown, the movie would come up with something good, but... No, this is just as dull and tedious as the rest of this goddamn movie. Good news is, movie's almost done. Bad news is, it's not fucking done yet. So, wait a second here. So... her, city wasn't on another planet, it was actually in that fucking lake? What? No. Fuck this movie. I'm not even going to take out the fucking disc. I want to get right into the goddamn review. By the way, yeah, that was the end of Supergirl. Thank fucking God that was the end of Supergirl. Okay. First of all, just to kind of give people a little bit of footing as to when this movie came out. Supergirl came out between Superman 3 and Superman 4, the, Quest for Peace. I would like to say that both of those films are leaps and bounds better than the shit I just saw. And Superman 4 is barely watchable. So that's really kind of a bad start for this thing. Now, good God, where the fuck to even start? I think I'm going to start with the acting, because the acting wasn't horrible. I mean, almost every other time that I have had to complain about the acting has always been kind of wooden. And I always say that I would prefer hammy acting over wooden acting. Well, I got my motherfucking wish. I got tons of hammy acting and it didn't improve the film any. In fact, just holy hell. At fucking least I can look at it as a bad movie and go, you know what? At least the acting is almost laughably hammy, so I can kind of take a little bit of solace in that. Otherwise, I think that the person who turned in the best performance is the film's star, who is Helen Slater, and she plays the title character of Supergirl. I mean, she actually goes into it, and she plays it very, very, very well. So, hey, I mean, that actually is sort of a positive, and also they got back, I'm wondering if his name is on the back because I can't think of his goddamn name. His name is Mark McClure. He's the guy who plays Jimmy Olsen in the actual Superman movies. By the way, he is the only thing which connects the Superman films to this thing. And he also turns in a fairly decent performance too. Then again, though, he's playing the same character he's played since the 1970s. I really don't think I can give him any kind of, I really don't think I can, credit him on, turning in pretty much the very same thing he's done for the past 3 films before this thing. So, but still, it was better than the rest of the fucking cast. It was better than the bullshit that was shoveled out by Peter O'Toole and by Faye fucking Dunaway and by Mia Farrow and by the rest of the cast. All of them just seemed really bored, and they just opted to ham up everything, and it really didn't quite work out. Effects. I'd like to say again, this came out after Superman 3. The effects in this movie are shit. Mind you, this also has the same producers, so they knew how to make this shit look good, and they failed. I have this very strong feeling that fucking Supergirl was rushed out just to get another Superman movie out, or just to get another Superman style movie out there, and thus they skimped on everything. Effects and sets and oh fuck me, the writing. Let's discuss the writing, shall we? The writing oftentimes borders on the nonsensical. All right, it really does, because we have plot elements and we have plot points that make almost no sense, and I was almost shocked when at the end Supergirl was actually able to remember why the fuck she went to Earth in the first place. No, fuck that. She didn't go to Earth. She surfaced out of a motherfucking lake. Okay, settle Emmer. The movie wasn't that bad, but that point. Jesus fucking Christ, that point in the movie just sucked in ways I never thought possible. But yeah, she actually was able to remember that she was there to pick up some fucking glowing fucking like billiard, like billiard ball, and she actually remembered to grab it before going back home. So I can at least credit the writers for at least being in some small way consistent. Otherwise, there's just tons and tons of stuff that just goes nowhere. And, I really in no way could ever credit the writing on this thing. It was just hideous. And seeing as how this was a major studio film, this thing was made by Warner Brothers. It had a budget of, let me just double check on the budget. I actually have the number here. It was made for $35 million. Yeah. This fucking shit shingle cost $35 million to make, and it only made $14 million in the box office. All of a sudden, I think I know why DC Comics opted to kill off Supergirl a year later in the comics. I think it was just a way of basically looking at every person who wasted money to see this in theaters or to rent it on VHS and go, sorry guys, we actually are just going to kill her because we don't want to run the risk of seeing another one of these. So, again, though, that is just a fucking theory. Oh my god. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that's worth mentioning? Just, holy hell. My god. Let's see, I've covered the... Oh, yeah, I was going to talk about the, size of the budget and everything. So, naturally, it has good, camera work and it has good sound, so I can't really cover any of that. The score. Now, the score was done by Jerry Goldsmith, and he knows how to do good music, but this stuff feels almost lazy. It just almost feels like he didn't care, and he just kind of sort of like shoveled it out there and went, there, a fucking score. Shut up. Which actually is also kind of sort of how a lot of the acting felt. It was just, they showed up, they went there. Good. I acted, shut up, fuck off, I want my goddamn check. This whole thing has this whole movie almost feels like it has like zero fucking soul in it, because really it seems almost like nobody wanted to be there, and you can almost feel it when you're watching. Now, this did come off of the wish list. This was another film that was sent in by a YouTuber by the name of Medio Surreal. And dude, I would like to thank you, because I have always been curious about this movie, and now I know that it is a piece of shit. So that much is at least a positive. I now no longer have to wonder if Supergirl was any good. It most certainly was not. Oh boy. So far, both fucking this month and this year are off to a rather shaky start, when this thing is the first movie out of the fucking gate. And really, after looking at everything else I'm covering this month, this one actually was one of the ones that seemed to fucking show the most promise. it's really kind of making me a little bit sad just to think about the other 7 movies I have lined up for this month. So anyway, folks, that is the first installment of Longbox Chronicles Month, and with that we come to the close of another reaction and review. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care, and I will see you all in the near future. Fuck, my pen fell. Anyway, peace.